Hey, today my assignment is simply to just remind us that God is integral, actually very integral. There's something about God that we need to know, that He has a name to keep. God is so faithful, but because of our dealings with human beings, sometimes we tend to carry the same attitude towards God and end up judging Him unfaithful. A good example was Moses. The Lord appeared to Moses and gave him instruction to deliver the children of Israel from Egypt to their promised land, which was Canaan. But Moses was like, who will I tell them has sent me when I go to them? And he said, tell them that I am God. I am who I am has sent you. And we saw throughout the whole journey, God was so faithful despite the children of Israel being unfaithful. God was still faithful to them. But now when you go to Isaiah 48 verse 9 to 11, Isaiah quotes, for my name's sake, I will defer my anger, and my praise I will restrain it from you, so that I do not cut you off. Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction for my own sake. And for my own sake, I will do it. For how should my name be profaned, and I will not give my glory to another? Prophet Isaiah is reminding us that God has a name to keep. There's something about God that He has a name to keep and He's not a human being. And actually in Numbers 23 it says, I am not a man to lie. He has a name to keep. He is almighty. And the moment we come to a realization of that everything about our lives is meant for God to glorify Himself through us. Everything that we go through, everything that happens in our lives is all that His name will be glorified. He says, I do not share my glory to another. When you get to a revelation of it is all about God, it is not about you, you will learn to submit to God and to just say, God, take all the glory from this, take all the glory from, even in the good times and even in the bad times, it is all about God. It is not about you. Another good example was Abraham. God made a covenant with Abraham because Abraham asked God, why haven't you given me a child? And with this we can go to Genesis chapter 15 verse 1 to 6 when it talks about, but Abraham said to God, what will you give me, seeing I am childless and I'm the heir of the house of Eliezer in Damascus? But when you continue, it talks about that the Lord was saying that the Lord says, behold, the word of the Lord came to him saying, this one shall not be your heir, but he will become from your own body, be your hair, but he will have his own hair. Then he said, this was actually after Ishmael. Then he said, then he brought him outside and said, look down towards heaven, look now towards heaven and count the stars, and I am able to number them. And he said that as many as the stars that Abraham would see, those will be his descendants. Only that his name will be glorified. Abraham walked before God blamelessly, and because God has a name to keep and people were actually watching Abraham, God had to reveal Himself faithful to Abraham. My reminder today is to remind you that God is very integral. He has a name to keep concerning your life, concerning everything that concerns you. God has a name to keep. It is not about you, it is about Him. And yeah, thank you for watching.